Mikel, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Another injury for another player.
Yeah.
What's the update on Nani?
Yeah, looks like he's going to be out for a few weeks. We don't really know yet. Probably we're going to have to scan him next week again. He felt something at the beginning of the match. He tried to carry on, and at halftime was too sore. So let's see.
Is it weeks more than months?
We hope so. We hope so. As I said, we need to scan him again to see the real extent of the injury, but it doesn't look too bad.
And how disappointing is that for a player that's come in to
Yeah.
the side and had such a positive impact?
Yeah, he was gutted, obviously. Very disappointing to see him because he was in such a good state. He looked a real threat. He was getting some consistency, some flow now into the team, and it looked like a real threat. So it's a big miss for us.
Let's unfortunately stick with the injury theme. Hincapié, what's the update on him?
Yeah, he picked a little groin injury. We have to again assess him in the next few days how he goes. Obviously, it's been a change of load, and he didn't really have a pre-season after the surgery that he had, and we have to see in the next week or so how he's.
And again, is there a time frame you think he could be? Is that weeks? Is it months?
No. I think that would be a short-term injury.
Kai Havertz, is there any more update on him? We'll ask you all the time.
Okay. Well, with Kai, we know that it will be months. With him, I don't know if he can be with. You never know because this is Kai, and he's a different specimen. And yeah, we really miss him. Hopefully, he will be back and back for the long term as well, which is very important to look after the knee. And so far, it's progressing really well.
So with all these injuries, we saw it last season. So many that affected the season. We started the year, every single Premier League game, you picked up a new injury. Is it just bad luck, or is there more to it? Is there anything that you as a club, as the medical department, are doing to try and understand why, over the last 12 months nearly, you're picking up so many injuries?
Yeah, well, we looked at obviously everything. The one with Noni, it is bad luck. It's a very unfortunate incident. With Kai, something similar. With Ben Watt, it was similar. With Martin Odegaard, has been out very similar because he damaged his shoulder twice doing the same action on the floor, which is very unlikely to happen. With Bukayo, it was more a muscular injury with the hamstring, maybe something to look more in depth, and we absolutely did that and tried to keep that as low as possible. That's what we are trying to do.
Right, let's move on to tomorrow night, a cold Wednesday night in Stoke. Look, how much of an opportunity do you see the Carabao Cup as, certainly for you as a manager, to be able to give minutes to squad players, maybe a debut for Kepa tomorrow?
Yes, it's a lot of players obviously that they're going to take part of that they fully deserve the minutes. Kepa for sure it's one of them that he's been with us, his attitude, the way he supports every aspect of his role in the best possible manner, and others as well that probably they deserve more minutes than what they're getting.
A final one for me. Look, it feels like there's been so much noise after the game against Manchester City, despite getting that late equaliser, having like a positive end to the game. The noise afterwards has been fixated on this apparent cautious approach that you've had to certain games. Are you surprised by the noise?
In football, surprise. I don't get surprised by anything, no.
But you're surprised where you've got so many ex-players coming out. Does it frustrate you, or is it people just not looking at the approach you're actually setting the team up in terms of how you want them to play rather than the specific individual players that want to get?
No, because I don't read it, but he does tell me a little bit what the narrative is around it. If you tell me that this is the main one, if I'm surprised, I would be extremely surprised with my knowledge and my know-how and how I analyze a football game, because it was impossible for somebody to predict such a dominance from Arsenal throughout 96 minutes, because it never happened in 17 years of Pep as a manager. So if the narrative goes somewhere else and we talk about dominance, no, about something else, how can you be dominant against such a team if you have, what was the word that was used? Handbrake. Dominance and handbrake. I mean, there are two different worlds, but I accept everything. So I will learn more to have a different vision.
Okay, we'll go to Simon from the Evening Standard.
Mikel, just on players who need minutes, can I just ask you about Miles, who obviously played a lot last season, hasn't started a game this year. What sort of reasons behind that? Is that a thing where young players have these peaks and troughs and where they're going to play?
Yes, and sometimes performances of other players as well. You can be at a really good level, but somebody can be in a different level, or just I have the perception at the moment it's better to play or start somebody else in the team, not because Miles has done something wrong at all, completely the opposite. So when he has the chance, just to try to show the level that he's at, elevate it, and make it the decision even harder.
Just on his development, do you still sort of see him in that left-back role, or do you think going forward you're still thinking about midfield? Is it quite a fluid situation where he's going to play?
Yeah, fluid. Well, especially because if you look at the amount of time that Miles defends and attack in certain space, is much more a midfielder than a fullback. But there are moments that he needs to be in that position. He can absolutely do it. He's shown it. He's done it at the highest level in the Champions League, so there's no question about that.
Can I just check quickly on the injuries on Martin?
Yeah.
I'm assuming tomorrow's too soon, but do you know when he might be back, and does he need surgery on that shoulder? Is it?
No surgery. He's totally fine. He's already been training, and it will be a matter of days, I think.
Tom, go on.
Hi.
Just want to ask you a quick one on Max, because you're in a unique position, I think, as a manager, to manage and coach a player of such a young age. And there's this perception that players of that age need to be playing so regularly to build up that development. And when you progress into the senior team at such a young age, and you might necessarily be on the bench and not exposed to as many minutes as a player of that age usually would, how do you have to cope and find that balance for a player of that age?
Well, learning from it probably. First of all, preparing, have a very good understanding of his new situation and all the things that are different in his life. So we need to change his times, we need to change his education, probably his allocation and where he's with his family. His diet is different, his sleep patterns become different, the training load is different, the amount of information, pressure, exposure is different. So we have to manage a lot of factors. Into that, a lot of factors, you add a lot of minutes with very different teams as well. We need to be cautious and very, very careful. And that's what we are trying to do in the best possible way, to find that balance, to keep Max as connected as possible with the first team, because he's undoubtedly a player that can help the first team. But as well, we need the right mixture of minutes, like he did the other day with the under-23s and with England, to have that exposure when he needs to play with us. He's ready to do that.
And can I just ask you also about how, when you see him on the training ground, interacting with the players who can be, in some cases, twice his age, how do they react when, say, they get nutmegged by someone so young and taken past him? How do they respond to those when they're seeing someone so young?
At the beginning, they responded immediately, kick him. That was the first one, and Max, to be fair, he was excellent. Stood up and get into the next one. You can really take it personal. Someone, he was 14 last year at some point when he was doing certain things to players, and now everybody loves him. You just want to hug him, help him. He's such a nice boy as well, and he's very much liked by everybody here, and just looking after us. It brings responsibility to look after somebody with that talent and make sure we just do what we have to do to make sure we give him the best chance to exploit his talent. That's all.